It was supposed to be a simple cleanup, a weekend in my late mother's house. Dust, boxes, silence. But silence has a way of whispering things you shouldn't hear. The basement door was locked, always had been. Even after she got sick, she kept the key on a chain around her neck. When I found it in her jewelry box, I almost didn't use it. Almost. The smell hit me first. Metal, sweat, rot. Then, movement. A soft sound too human to ignore. When I turned on the light, I froze. A boy, barely 10, sat chained to the wall. Thin, pale. His wrists were raw. He looked at me like he'd been waiting. And then, in a voice that didn't belong in this world, he whispered, "Uncle?" The word buried itself deep in my skull. I told myself I'd misheard. Shock, maybe. But when I asked who he was, his answer came slow, deliberate, like a confession he'd rehearsed. "She said you'd come. Said not to scream when I saw you." "She?" I asked. He hesitated, then said her name, my mother's. The ground shifted under me. She was a nurse, a saint, people said. The kind of woman who fed strays, who prayed for the sick, who smiled through every sermon. But this boy, he didn't look rescued. He looked owned. "Where are your parents?" I asked. His eyes filled, but he didn't cry. She said they went to heaven, because I was bad. I felt something in me tear, quietly, not loud enough for him to hear, but deep enough to never heal. I didn't call the police right away. I should have, but I needed to understand. I took photos. I checked the records in her study, old files, prescriptions, patient names. One folder stood out, marked in her handwriting, "Ethan, ongoing care." No last name, no address, just dosage lists, dates, and behavioral notes written like a lab report. He still asks for his mother. Must reinforce conditioning. New sedative effective. Reduce daylight exposure. Every line stripped another layer of her away. The woman who raised me was gone, buried beneath control, obsession, and madness. At night, I replayed everything she ever said about me, how she'd always told me, love means obedience. I'd thought it was faith. Now I knew it was doctrine. And this boy was her final experiment. I ran a DNA test, quietly. A swab from him, a hair from her old brush. When the results came back, I read them twice, then a third time. He wasn't a stranger. He was my brother's son. The same brother who vanished 15 years ago. The same brother she'd claimed left for another life. I went back to the basement, sat across from the boy. "Do you remember your father?" I asked. He shook his head. She said he tried to hurt me. Said you, too. I handed him the test results. He couldn't understand the words, but he understood the look on my face. For the first time, I saw fear, not of her, but of me. Because I was the reflection of everything she'd told him to hate. I buried her photo albums that night. Every smiling picture, every Sunday dress, gone. The police took the boy. Questions came, cameras, reports. They called her a monster in disguise. But I didn't feel vindicated. Not yet. That came later, when I opened my brother's old voicemail backups. Hidden in one file, her voice. Calm, sweet, commanding. "Don't fight it, Michael. He belongs here. God wanted him with me." That was the night she killed him, and kept his son. I didn't send that recording to the police. I sent it to the press. Her church, her foundation, her name, burned in every headline. I didn't watch the coverage. I just sat on the porch of that rotten house and listened to the silence she left behind. The state placed Ethan with a foster family. He doesn't remember much. Maybe that's mercy. Sometimes he sends drawings, sunlight, trees, no chains. I don't respond. He doesn't need another ghost in his story. As for me, I kept one thing from the basement: the key. Small, rusted, still warm in my hand the day I locked the door for good. She spent her life preaching redemption, but some people don't deserve heaven. They deserve to be remembered exactly as they were, in the dark, where the truth finally breathes. And for the first time in years, so do I.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.